Welcome to this week's virtual Drasha. This week we had the incredible privilege to read Parashas Savo, and the parasha opens with the mitzvah of Bikurim, the mitzvah of the first fruits, a mitzvah with which we're familiar with. The farmer spends the entire planting season working, tilling, cultivating the soil so that it should bring forth such beautiful fruit, the bounty of Eretz Yisrael, the 7 species, the Shiva Saminim. And the Torah tells us that the Kohen is obligated to bring the first fruits, the first of each of the 7 species, to the Kohen for Bikurim. That's the mitzvah, and the Torah goes through great detail, the process of Bikurim, Mikra Bikurim, the psukim, the verses that one says when one brings it to the Kohen, the process of the waving, and ultimately the giving over of the Bikurim. But the Torah records an interesting fact. The Torah says, and this is the second pasuk in the parasha, Parak Chav Vav pasuk base, chapter 26, verse 2. You shall take the first fruits from the land that Hashem has given you, v'samtem batena, put it in the basket, v'halachta el hamakom asher yivcha Hashem Elokecha l'shakein shemo sham, and go to the place, meaning the Beis Hamikdash, Yerushalayim, the place in which Hashem has chosen to rest His name. Perfect, beautiful, beautiful pasuk. There's only one interesting thing. Why does the Torah have to tell me v'samtem batena? Why does the Torah have to say put it in the basket? In other words, what does it matter how I get the fruits from point A to point B? The mitzvah of Bikurim is to bring the fruits to Yerushalayim, to the Kohen, to the Beis Hamikdash. So whether I put it in a basket, I put it in a bag, I put it in my pockets, so what does it matter? Why does the Torah have to say, V'samtem batena, you place it in the baskets? And what's amazing to note is the Rambam, in Hilchos Bikurim, Perek Gimel Halacha Zayin, quotes the idea that the baskets themselves, Naaseh Chelek, the baskets themselves are part of the mitzvah of Bikurim. And so fascinating. This entire time I thought Bikurim are the fruits. Purim are the fruits. The basket is the mechanism, is the transportation vehicle. I need to get the fruits again from what? From my house to the Kohen, to the Beis Hamikdash. So it says basket. The Paradigm says no. The basket itself is part of the mitzvah of Bikurim. And the question is obvious. What's the symbolism? What's the meaning of the basket? And I think the Torah is trying to teach us an incredibly profound lesson. I'll illustrate with a mashal. You know, ever have one of those times where you have to run into the supermarket to pick up something, right? And again, I only have 3 things that I need. So you know when you walk into the supermarket, they have the wagons, right? The carts are all lined up. And you shoot a glance at the cart and say, I don't need that. I've got 3 things. I need, milk and eggs and flour. That's what I need. So I could carry that. I don't need to start taking a cart and I have to put it in the cart, take it out of the cart, put it back in the cart. So I'd say, forget it. It's too much. It's too much. And everyone knows how the story ends. You get into the supermarket and you only go in for 3 things. But once you're there, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. So now I have 5 things. And now I think to myself again, maybe I should go back and get the cart. I should go back and get the cart. It's too much trouble. I have to go back to the entrance of the store, go back and get the cart. I'll be fine. And then suddenly, before I know it, I'm doing a full-blown shopping, right? I'm doing my shopping, my neighbor's shopping, and I'm holding everything, trying to balance everything, right? And I'm holding this in my arm, and this under my armpit, and this by my leg, and this, and I'm balancing stuff in parts of my body I never knew that I had, right? I'm just trying to hold on to everything. So sometimes you're successful, but more often than not, you end up dropping something. 2 things, 3 things, 4 things. And you're lucky if you drop the things that are not breakable, fine. But sometimes you drop the jar of this, or you drop the bag of this, and it opens up and it spills everywhere. Why? Because I didn't have the cart. You see, in the store, the cart represents the entity that's able to hold everything else. Not only that, but if you look at shopping carts, it's interesting. If you go shopping, a person knows how you place the things in the cart also has a chachma. Even though when I walk into the grocery store, the produce aisle is there first. So I'm going to pick up a bag of grapes. But you can't keep the grapes on the bottom of the cart, right? Because they're going to get smashed, they're going to get crushed. So the cart allows me to place everything inside of it. But the cart also allows me to organize things in a methodical way. I know that I'm not going to put the case of seltzer on top. I'm not going to put the grapes on the bottom. I know if I know what I have to get, I have to go ahead. So the cart does these 2 things for us. A, allows us to contain everything. B, creates a seder, creates an order. And perhaps That's the idea that Torah Kedosh is telling us. The Bikurim, brought down in the Sfarim, that the Bikurim represent the first fruits, represent the beautiful opportunities in life. The first fruit represents accomplishment. The first fruit represents all the beautiful things that literally are at our fingertips that we could accomplish. The problem is that accomplishment without a plan, peros, first fruits without a framework, end up falling all over the place. If you think about it in life, life is filled with bikurim. Life is filled with beautiful opportunities. So I take this opportunity, I take that opportunity, I take this, I take that. That's all beautiful. And I could spend my life doing beautiful things. But the basket is the framework. The basket, it's the misgeret. It's the framework in which I'm trying to build my life. The basket represents the plan. Because in life, it's not enough just to do good things. In life, you have to have a plan. In life, you have to have a mahalach. You have to have an approach. Where am I going? What am I doing? What do I want to accomplish? Who do I want to be? That's the shopping cart in the supermarket, and that's the basket of Bikurim. The basket represents the Seder, the framework, the vision, the goals and aspirations I have for myself in an organized, concrete fashion, because otherwise, you hold this fruit of accomplishment, that fruit of accomplishment. It's beautiful. I'm holding a whole bunch of fruit. This drops, that drops. And this happens to us all the time in life. You see, when we come to this time of year, now the waning days of Chodesh Elul, a little bit more than a week away from Rosh Hashanah Haba Aleinu L'Tova. So often we think about this time of year as, what could I start doing? So I'll do this and I'll do that and I'll take on this and I'll take on that. And it's beautiful, it's wonderful. But I think many of us, I'll speak for myself, you end up taking on a whole bunch of things. And it's great. Rosh Hashanah, Aseret Yemei Teshuvah, Yom Kippur. The truth is, I then begin to drop the fruit one by one. This behavior falls off, this thing falls off, I stop doing this, I'm no longer doing this. And before I know it, I'm not holding on to anything that I had before. As we come into Yamim Noraim, as we utilize these last days of Elul and prepare for Rosh Hashanah, we really have to start off with a basket. It doesn't start with the fruits of accomplishment. It doesn't say, I'll take this, I'll take one of this, I'll start doing this, I'll start doing this. Those are all beautiful things, but really, successful living starts when you walk into the supermarket by taking the cart. And successful living begins by taking the basket. The basket represents the plan. The basket represents the approach. The basket represents my vision for successful living. Have we ever taken the opportunity to sit down and to draw out a life map? I mean a life map to 120. Halavai V'shal Bizocha. I mean just simply like a life map for the next year. I'm asking Hashem for another year of life. Fantastic. If I get the year of life, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Right? Remember, I asked Hashem for a year of life last year, and Baruch Hashem, He gave it to me. He gave it to me. But did I accomplish all the things I wanted to accomplish? Did I do all the things I wanted to do? Did I make all the changes I was supposed to make? No. And often it's not because I didn't try. And it's not because I didn't care. It's because I'm all over the place. It's because I'm that guy who walks into the supermarket thinking I just need 3 things. And when I realize that I need more than 3 things, instead of taking the time and going back and getting the cart, I'm juggling everything. So I make it to the checkout line, I make it to the end of the year, and I'm huffing and puffing and I'm bragious and I'm upset. I don't even know who I'm upset about. I'm upset at myself, I'm upset at the shopping list, I'm upset at all these things, all because I didn't get a cart. Just go back and get a cart and life becomes so much easier. Just begin the year with a basket, with a framework, with a misgeret, with a plan, with a vision, and life becomes so much more meaningful. Stop just taking the fruits of accomplishment here and this, and that's beautiful. Fruits of accomplishment are great, but start first with the basket, start first with the plan, and then you'll methodically be able to fill it up with the units of accomplishment which are truly pivotal and necessary to advance your personalistic life agenda. That's the lesson of the basket. Maybe we zochem Yirtzeh Hashem over these last days of Elul, and as we prepare ourselves to enter in before HaKadosh Baruch Hu with simcha, with joy and excitement on the Yom Adin, the Day of Judgment of Rosh Hashanah, maybe zochem to carve out some time to think about our shopping cart, to think about our basket, to think about the life we want to lead, the people we want to become, and then be zocha to fill it with the beautiful fruits of accomplishment. Wishing everyone a wonderful day, a good night of Shabbos, and a beautiful Shabbos Kodesh.